What's this time of year like for you guys? Do you lighten up a little bit? Or are you tougher on them this time of year? What's it like?
It's you want to enjoy being in the playoffs, and at the same time, all you want is to win the game so you get to the next game. And it's an interesting emotion to try to manage, certainly as a coach, and I know as a player too. So, but it's where we want to be. It's nice that you see the leaves changing colors, and we're still playing, and other teams have gone home already. So we just have the big task of beating one of the best teams in our league in the first round. And so this game has huge implications for the rest of the way. It's not a normal first round game.
Nothing about this year has been normal. I mean, just how do you manage everything?
You just got to get up. I mean, just like all of us, you get up every day and do the best that you possibly can and try to shut out all of the noise and craziness that goes on around you. I'm really fortunate to work for a great club and to have a group of men who do an excellent job of trying to prioritize their professional habits and being the best version of themselves, and that allows us to really work in an efficient and meaningful way towards what we're trying to achieve.
Do you feel like the culture around this team and you guys break or the way you perceive it has impacted the playoffs in the past? It seems like there's an expectation out there in the city and the UFC.
Yeah, I remember in 2018 walking into the locker room with Niall early one morning, and I said, "So are you ready for the playoffs?" And he goes, "That's just what we do here. We're always ready for the playoffs." And clearly since I've been here, that expectation of not just reaching the playoffs but winning the whole thing. I think all of us are a little spoiled in that regard, which makes this particular game against Pittsburgh in the first round that much more important and meaningful, especially the fact that we won the Eastern Conference and have secured home field advantage as long as we advance. So, but it is an expectation, and it is something that not one of us would ever think was any different.
I guess a lot of conversation for you about maybe how LouCity is a different team since the first time you entered Pittsburgh. How were they a different team? They have some different personnel and evolved over the season as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've added a few players since the last time we saw them, playing a little different system. So they've continued to be a good team. I have a ton of respect for them and the way they compete and their culture. Their coach does an outstanding job from a tactical perspective. They're always ready to compete, and for sure we've had some really good games against them since I've been here. Last year's Eastern Conference semifinal is a great example of that. We host this time, so we're looking for the same outcome.
Obviously, there are a lot of guys on this team who have been through this playoff sort of environment. You, as one of the younger guys on the team, what has this week been like? Or any differences to you that you've noticed?
Yeah, I think obviously Hack talked to us at the beginning of the week, and I think the trainings, especially Tuesday and Wednesday, have been a little bit harder. And obviously the focus is just on the weekend. We know it's going to be a tough one, but just to get the W and keep going.
What's this year been like for you? Your first year here, you're so young, youngest guy on the team. What's this year been like?
Yeah, I came in, obviously youngest one, and I just had the mentality to learn as much as I can and improve as much as I can. There's a lot of more experienced guys on the team that have gone through a lot, experienced a lot, so it's good to learn from them and just see how they play and take what I can.
Hackworth talked about the team's winning being a source of inspiration for the city going through difficult times in the midst of the pandemic and the John Hackworth case. Is that something that the players have talked about? You all, the current street being a source of inspiration for the city of Louisville?
Yeah, I mean, when stuff like that happens, like the Breonna Taylor case and stuff going on with systematic racism, we have conversations about it before training with Hack, and we all kind of voice our opinions And when it came to like kneeling for the national anthem before the season started, we all came to agreement, said we were all going to do it, and obviously we support everybody's opinion, and even if it's different.
What can you take as a younger guy? I know we keep mentioning your age and things, but from guys like Paolo and the leadership on this team when you get into a situation where you're in the playoff game?
Yeah, I mean they've been in that situation a lot of times before, so just take whatever they're telling me and try to apply it. And even in training, I mean their leadership shows a lot, and just try and take whatever I can and apply it to the game.
Kind of describe the culture around this team and the postseason. We talk a lot about the history and things. Is that set LouCity apart at all, and how you'll handle this time of year?
Yeah, I think like I said, since they've been through it so many times, they know exactly how to deal with it and what to expect. And I'm new, so I'm learning every day what that's like. But yeah, the culture is great, and everybody, obviously we all live together at the apartment, so I think that helps the team chemistry, and we just interact a lot off the field.
How exciting is this time of year? This is what you play for. You're in the playoffs. You're all riding a hot streak. Just what's it like in the locker room right now?
Yeah, everybody is super excited. I mean, we all obviously want to win on the weekend. We know how tough an opponent Pittsburgh is, but everybody's honestly just excited to get the playoffs underway and hopefully on our journey to the third star.
We were just talking to Joko about his first playoff experience coming into a culture where you guys have been there and done that. What is it like to integrate somebody into the culture of the team and this time of year, that sort of thing?
I mean, I think this time of year just naturally is going to be more exciting. But for us, you know, kind of our whole culture and stuff, and our whole brand is treating every game like the playoffs, and trying to keep the same level and same consistency from day one all the way through as far as we can go. So for us, it's kind of just trying to make sure we're doing the same stuff over and over. But again, you say that, but obviously the playoffs have a special feeling, a special meaning, and it's fun for them for the first time, and it's fun for me for the fourth time here.
The matchup, you know, it's a crazy year, obviously, and the scenario where you would have to play a team of the caliber of Pittsburgh the first time. What's the team's viewpoint on that, and just kind of having such a high-profile meeting in the first round?
I mean, obviously this season's been crazy, and they had to make these adjustments. I thought they did a good job for what we were given to find a way to get the season in, and so it's not ideal, to not get to play all the teams that you wanted to, but for us, you know, you have to beat everybody, and Pittsburgh's going to be a great team, and there wasn't going to be an easy first round game anyway. You know, there's a lot of good teams in the East this year, and so, you know, whether it's Pittsburgh, whether it would have been Tampa, whether it would have been anybody, it was going to be a tough game.
The way you guys are playing right now, what's clicking for you guys right now? You're on a hot streak right now. What's clicking for you?
I think we kind of know we're executing what we want to do. I think we've always had some good ideas, and those ideas are always evolving, and every game they change a little bit. But for us, I think it's just the execution. We missed that on the first couple games, and even looking back at some of the clips, first time we played Pittsburgh, you know, it's not that we were destroyed on the field, but we just didn't execute what we wanted to do. So for us, it's just cleaning that up, and that's what we've been doing well in the last few games here, and need to keep doing.
What have you been preparing for in terms of Pittsburgh, how they may have changed since that first game? So they have some new personnel as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a little different because if it's St. Louis or Kansas City or Indy, we played them 4 times. We know, and you know, this is a team we played once at the beginning of the year, but we're a lot different than the first time that we played them, and I'm sure they're a lot different. So that's where, you know, Danny and Hack, they do such a good job of scouting it, giving us as much information as they can on the team, and putting together a game plan that we have to go out and execute and make changes on the field if we need to.
Hackworth talked about how the team has been a point of inspiration and hope for the city of Louisville with its winning during this difficult time. Is that something that you and the players have kind of either thought about or talked about amongst yourselves during this win streak or unbeaten streak?
Yeah, it's not something that we've talked about specifically, but it's definitely something that we've always had a lot of pride in representing, not just not just the club but the city as well. So for us, I mean, that's never changed. We've always kind of, been very proud to shoulder that representation of the city in terms of the professional sports. So, it just kind of continues for us, and it's something that we're quite proud of.
You all had your struggles at the beginning of the year, and then going back to last year, had that struggle in July, but you all ramp it up as it gets later in the season. Is one of those things you all can draw on that and just from that experience, and where you don't get too down when you are having a tough time during the season?
Yeah, that's a big thing for us. Is we've had seasons where we're more consistent than we have been the last 2 years, but for us, I mean, we know who we are, we know what we're capable of, and so to have that inner belief and not panic when you lose 2 games, and also it's not over if you win 2 games. It's the playoffs now, and our record the last 10 games does nothing for us. So for us, it's knowing that it wasn't over when we lost to Pittsburgh the first time. It's not over now that we've won the group. So we just got to keep going and doing what we believe in.